Hi, everybody. It's Lynette Khalfani-Cox. I'm the co-founder of AskTheMoneyCoach.com. Have you ever had a medical bill that you just couldn't afford to pay? Or maybe a medical procedure, a surgery, or some doctor recommended procedure that you needed to do, but you chose not to do simply because of economics? Well, you might be a candidate for a growing trend that's called medical tourism. I was reading an interesting article in the New York Times the other day about a gentleman in his 60s who needed a hip replacement. Long story short, in America, here, he was quoted $78,000 for that procedure, and that didn't even include the surgeon's fee. Needless to say, that was a hefty amount of money, and he said he just didn't have that kind of money to spend. The fellow wound up going to Belgium for a hip replacement, and it cost him in total, all in, almost $14,000. Now, when I say all in, I'm talking about the surgeon's fee, all the medical procedures, of course, included, to stay in the hospital for 5 days, to have a week of rehab, every medicine that he needed for the procedure, as well as the round trip ticket that he had to buy to get from the US over to Europe. So my question today is, are we pricing ourselves out of getting affordable health care here in America? And is this trend toward medical tourism likely to continue? I think it is, unfortunately. We've seen runaway, just sky-high prices when it comes to medicine and healthcare in America, unfortunately. And the medical tourism trend, it's not just for folks who need hip implants or knee replacements. A lot of people are going overseas for everything from cosmetic procedures, tummy tucks, and breast implants, to dentistry, to other kind of surgical work that they might need, even for the elderly as well as for children. Have you ever thought about getting braces, for example, for your kid? Well, a lot of people are going off to Central America, south of the border to Mexico, etc., to even get dentistry, because here in the States, it's thousands of dollars for many of those types of procedures. I think in many ways it's a shame and a travesty that we haven't found a way to rein in these runaway healthcare costs. Something has got to be done about it, or else we're going to see more Americans going overseas to Europe, to India, to China, to Central America, whether that's Panama, Costa Rica, going south to Mexico, all to just be able to afford healthcare or medical procedures that they desperately need. And we're not just talking, of course, about the things that are discretionary or something that somebody'd like to do. You know, of course, if somebody feels like, oh, I'd like a tummy tuck, okay, that's one thing. But if you need to get a knee replaced because you can't even walk or get around, or your quality of life would be changed by having a knee replaced because it's faulty and you have to walk around with a cane, well, then that's life-changing. That's a really true medical need. So I want to share this idea about medical tourism with you because some of you might not have heard it, and it's a creative way for some people to save on medical costs in a way that you might not have considered. Again, if you have a procedure, something that your doctor has recommended, but you get a price tag that makes you practically fall out of your seat, you might want to look into medical tourism and into the prospect for having your medical procedure done elsewhere, not necessarily here in the US.